Alright, so this video is going to be a little bit different from the usual video, but I wanted to cover how the best Yoshimitsu players make their decisions in their matches. I, however, am not quite skilled enough to give that insight, so I reached out to TrizzyTheRapper to see if he could walk us through how he handles situations in his matches. If you're unfamiliar, Trizzy is a professional player for the Sweets event, and has won against the likes of Knee and Arsenal Nash in tournament settings. You can also catch his streams on both YouTube and Twitch, which I'll leave links to in the description. If you'd like, you can also get one-on-one coaching through his Metafy, and ping him in the Fighting Grounds Discord if you have any questions. With that out of the way, let's review decision making on Yoshimitsu.
Right. I am showing off a game that is pretty close. This was 2-3 in my favor, but it was a very close match versus a player that I play a lot, and this is a matchup that is really, really bad for Yoshi. Generally speaking, Yoshi's matchups, any matchup where Yoshi cannot keep them out easily, a matchup where a character can just go in without like thinking too much, and they can also start a pressure. So for example, Alyssa, and then there's also Claudio, both of those characters, right? They have running twos and they also have running mids, which are really good. Those moves make it really hard for Yoshi to try and keep them out. So that's kind of locked out of his moveset, but they also play defensively extremely well. If they can get, you know, a couple good reads on Yoshi, like the Yoshi player is not looking that great, to be honest. But knowing this, it's always important to know these things before you go into a match, or if you go into a matchup, actually, any matchup in the game, you need to know certain things about characters. Like, for example, I'm talking about Alyssa, right? I can't use keep out tools against her. And I also have to watch out for her stepping and playing defensively as well. But, you know, a character like Lily could be in the same boat. Her approach tools are really good. She moves really well too. But then a character like, let's say, I don't know, Jack. That character can't step at all. His approach tools are okay, you know. So then I can just use whatever mids that I want or moves that don't track at all. It's always good to know matchups and understand how your move list plays into them. Going into this match, I played Cheese Yoni before. I already know that he likes to play extremely defensive. That's one of the things that I remember. So I'm not looking for him to ever go in and try to pressure me. I'm not looking for that at all. I'm just looking at how he plays passively. Alyssa has really good movement. She has really good side steps, really good backdash. And she also has pretty decent keep out tools as well. It's pretty decent. She has down 4-2 as well. So some of her, oh, she also has up 4-2 as well, which is an extremely good move. Worst case scenario against Alyssa, right? She does up 4-2 and hits you with it. That's kind of like worst case scenario. Down 4-2 isn't that scary because it doesn't really have range. It also doesn't launch crouchers. It also doesn't have insane tracking either. That move is kind of volatile in a way, but you know, I'm just looking at him trying to play passively. So what I do in this case, or actually, don't even think about the specific person too. Alyssa generally plays very passive. That's kind of like her thing because she doesn't really have mix-ups like that. Alyssa she doesn't have 50-50s unless she's in Chainsaw. Chainsaw is the only mix-ups you have to really, really worry about in this game, right? So no matter what I get poked by, I don't really care at all. And the Alyssa player knows that you don't really care at all either. So she needs to either counter hit launch you with like down 3 or something random, or hit you with up 4-2 to start up some extreme pressure. Otherwise, you're not really caring too much. So me, I'm going to start this match off in my favor early by using 3-4s. 3-4s, I'm going to just start using over and over to try to get some pressure. She's using a lot of moves in neutral to stop me from coming in, which is good. That's a great thing. He's not really approaching me though. He's just using keep out tools and playing passive and also sidestepping as well. Generally speaking, running 3s would get stepped a lot compared to 3-4s. 3-4 is also a move that would get stepped by Alyssa a lot as well, just like running 3. But the difference between these two moves is that 3-4 is a little bit faster, right? So they have the same tracking. 3-4 I can set up better because I can react to exactly how they're moving in the moment. So if I see Alyssa sidestepping, I could delay my 3-4 and react to that. But if I try to do running 3, I can't sit there and react because the move is just not fast enough. So this is just a matter of me knowing exactly when to time my 3-4s so that she can never step it. She is backdashing it though, which is kind of bad. Besides that, I'm still going to keep doing it. You know, she hasn't launched me for it, so it doesn't matter. Key thing in matches, if you don't get launched for it, there's nothing wrong with it. Golden rule. Never forget that. So then she just chainsaws. And in this situation, I know that she's plus 17. No other character in the game can stop her from doing forward 1+2 out of chainsaws. Yoshi has a very unique option, which he can just spin out of it. But that's only if she does that option. If she does anything else out of chainsaws, then spins do not work. Literally anything. So this is just me hard reading him. And this is kind of like a flowchart from Alyssa's. They love doing this as well because it does hella chip. I'm doing some running 3s. I'm tracking her with crouch dash 2 as well. And then I just grab him just to test if he can break throws, you know. And it's a floor break stage as well.
Round 2.
Now here,
Fight.
you should always, no matter what character you play, always test if somebody can break throws because every character has good throws. Some characters throws work for more or less. Like Alyssa, she can use throws. Yoshi can use throws. But like here, I'm noticing that he can't break the 1+2s, so I'm gonna go for it again. This is like half your life right here. You know, do a full combo, boom, boom, boom. And then I keep mixing them up anyway because I know he's playing very passive. And then notice here is that I can see exactly how he's playing. He's playing in a way where he's only using keep out tools. So the only keep out tool that I need to worry about is up forward 2. Down forward 2, I don't care about. Hop kicks, I really don't care about either. They're all the same speed as well. So even if I look out for up forward 2, it's going to automatically work in my favor if he does those other 2 moves as well. Down forward 2 doesn't have much range and hop kick doesn't either. So I'm at a range where all of those things would whiff. But yeah, I'm just literally looking out for his keep out tools and I'm out of range of it. Then I punish him on whiff and I'm using, this is a very good thing to remember is that if you haven't used heat and somebody's low health, you should look to use that immediately. That's a great way to finish off rounds. I get hit by down for 2 here. If he had blocked that, forget about getting hit. If he had blocked that, that would have been a really bad position too. But yeah, like here, I kind of just forced the forward 1+2 just to make sure I get those plus frames and get some chip too. If you don't see, I'm getting hella chip off of that. Heat smashes don't do that much chip when they're in rage, and all of the other heat moves do hella damage on block when they're in rage. So that's something important to remember. And then right here, you can Kencho parry weapons in this game. Yeah, Yoshi can Kencho parry weapons in this game, so that is very important to know against Alyssa. She can't get plus frames off of that and start up her pressure. Here, I'm kind of more scared against him because we're at the bottom floor. This is in a word, you know, an infinite stage. So I have to look out more for how he's going to play. Alyssa thrives off of playing passively, and she can do that very well on an infinite stage or a bigger stage. So I'm still using 3-4s. He's playing very passive, so I can still start up my offense with 3-4s. But now I'm playing a little bit more passively too, because I know he's looking to step as well. He can step all day. He has all the attempts to step. Now I'm mixing him with heat smash, just getting some damage in. And then up forward 2 keeps me out there. This is very important because he's been using up forward 2 the whole time, and they've never worked until now, which means that he's going to keep using up forward 2. That's number 1. And number 2 is that is the only thing that I need to be scared of. Nothing else he's doing is actually hitting me, as well as these chainsaw mixes, because I just stepped their chainsaw. Another important thing to know, this specific high right here, so she does the homing high, right? This specific follow-up high right here, I don't think she has, in Tekken 7, she could frame trap into this high. But in Tekken 8, I don't think she has any frame traps. Or like anything to stop you from stepping this specific high right here. So I just step that, go with my combo, do an easy combo just in case it might whiff. Going to Kincho for mix-ups on wake up. And he's still using up forward 2 for keep out. And he uses up forward 2 again to track me this time. So, like I said, up forward 2 is the only move that we have to look out for, and it's the only move that's kind of scary, right? Besides that, I can just mix them up however I want. The way I'm playing right now is perfectly fine. Chainsaws, chainsaws, and then she does a whole bunch of chainsaw chip damage nonsense. Now right here is very important too. If you notice, he's not finishing this string ever. This string is uninterruptible, and it does hella chip, and it also puts her at +5 if you block it. But there's a specific reason why he's not finishing it. And I talked about this before, but it's because Yoshimitsu can Kincho parry weapons in this game. That's something good to know when you're trying to get away from mix-ups from Alyssa, which is why he's looking out for it, and I did do Kincho. Now the mix-up here is that he doesn't finish the string, and then he tries to launch me out of that. Or he tries to do a fast move to launch me. But luckily for me, Kincho 1+2 is fast enough to stop him. So even though I failed the parry attempts, I still got to take my turn. And right here we're just playing neutral, and then I hit him with forward 1+2. Remember what I was saying before is that this is a bigger stage, so all I'm looking out for is her stepping. That's all I'm looking out for. So I'm not going to, the round's almost over. I definitely do not want to use a move that's too linear and then just lose the round off of that. So I used forward 1+2. Forward 1+2 tracks to Yoshi's weak side. So there's no possible way she can step that unless she stepped to Yoshi's strong side, which he got hit by. I take her to the wall. And then here, I mess up my combo, which is really bad. That part is really, really bad. And right here, I just kind of lost the round off of that because I tried to start a pressure. I didn't want to use linear moves to end off the round because that would have lost me the game. And I dropped the combo. I was panicking a little bit, so I tried to force pressure on her, and it did not work. It literally killed me. Now, I think I could have blocked this low here. Possibly. Normally that low is guaranteed, but because I hit the wall, I think I could have blocked that low, but still I'm in a bad position. And he does the instant full crouch low, which is really good. He's playing well, playing really well actually. He's just using keep out tools with up forward 2 and sidestepping the whole time. So I'm going to start using moves that he cannot step, like full crouch down forward 4 a little bit. The unblockable sweep right there too is also has very good tracking, so I tried that as well. I'm gonna keep on trying like tracking moves, and anytime I can, when I know that he's not going to step, I'm gonna use 3-4 to start up some pressure. And then I stepped his move, which is really good. Our patience paid off dividends. And then he's still stepping, by the way. He's still stepping. He's looking out for the linear moves. So instead of me doing a linear move, I did a jab as an approach. And then I kind of confused him because now he's looking for a really big whiff so he can launch me, right? Not a smaller whiff. So because his jab whiffed, I had the time to stop him from doing 1-1. Looking too hard for the bigger whiffs. And then I crouched S2, I got punished by. He's playing well here. And I really need to stop him. We both have heat. He's in rage. One combo from me ends the game. One combo from him ends the game. I really need to stop him from stepping. And I really need to stop him from using his heat, but also start a pressure. Now, there's literally one move that I used before that I could use again, which is forward 1+2. That is really, really, really good because it tracks her stepping. Or I could also just use his heat smash. Now, his heat smash actually has a very good mix on block. That is an extremely good mix. Let's see what I do here. I actually stay patient because I don't want to get hit by her heat smash. The one thing I'm looking for is her heat smash. I don't want to get hit by that. So I'm spinning too. I tried to spin to see if she would heat smash. It would have whiffed. And then she does it anyway, and I have to block it, block the mix. I guess right. and then I do 3-4 again for pressure, right? The grab out of the grab out of 3-4 Dragonfly tracks. This right here is tracking. In Tekken 8, grabs have way more tracking than they ever did before. They did nerf the tracking on command grabs, which is good, but the grab out of Dragonfly still has its tracking, so I use that as a tracking move to stop her from stepping. And this kind of put me in a good position because now it's 5 seconds left on the clock. 5 seconds left on the clock. If I can time her out, I win. Or if I can hit her with a small poke, I still win. Right? If I hit her with anything, I get plus frames, and then the chances of her coming back is almost 0 to none. So what I do here is I run up. I know that I can get a jab in at least without her being able to interrupt me. So I did a jab and I became +1. I became +1, and right here, when Alyssa's -1, she has to play so well right here. She has to hard read me completely and play extremely well from here on out, because I'm going to be playing patient up until I time her out here. I'm going to be playing completely patient. But she's looking like you don't know what I'm going to do at -1. Jabs are all +1 in this game. So, you know, because of that, it's very scary for you to try and force a mix up. But it's also very scary to poke because I'm still plus, right? So because of that, I back off after the +1. I don't want to randomly get hit by her sidestepping and doing something crazy, right? Which I was looking for. I was looking for her sidestepping and doing something like a hop kick. But instead, he rage arted. And that gave me the game. He didn't expect me to play patient there. In that situation, it was kind of almost impossible to win there, at least against me, because I would have played patient and my defense is pretty good. So, you know, 4 seconds on the clock, she would have had to make huge reads that might or might not have worked. But yeah, that's basically it. That's all the things that like went on as far as mind games go and how to beat or how to combat Alyssa there, right? And also why and why not I was using linear moves. I used these linear moves to start our pressure, but I could lose the whole round off of those linear moves as well. So I tried to switch things up as often as I could. I tried to use lows, like down back 3-3 to stop her from moving. And also I used the full crouch low one time, or even like forward 1+2 out of heat, stopped her from stepping as well. There was a lot of obscure options I kept doing that stopped her from stepping all the time. Discouraged her from stepping all the time, you know, 100% of the time. At least I got her to like 80% of the time she's stepping instead. So now that 20% of the time that she's just standing there, I can use these linear moves, you know, stuff like that. It's just a whole bunch of mental games going on and all that. But Chizioni's a very good Alyssa player. He's extremely good. And yeah, there's some very good matches.
And that's decision making on Yoshimitsu. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or join the Discord, as there are a ton of Yoshimitsu mains who'd love to help out. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you again on the next video.